the South. Can y'all really feel me? Feel us. East Coast, feel us.
Welcome to the Curtis Zone, where we talk all things action-packed children's programming. I'm your host, Dylan J. Curtis, and I ask you to remember to hit the like and subscribe button for more content here on the Curtis Zone. When we talk about all things action-packed children's programming, we also talk about Star Wars as well, and we haven't done Star Wars content in a while. And since May 4th has passed, Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you, by the way, I totally missed it, which is why I'm doing this episode. I've asked myself, who is my favorite Jedi Master? And I'm asking all of you guys, who's your favorite Jedi? Now, I'm not limiting this list to just Jedi Masters. I will be talking about the top 12 most popular Jedi in Star Wars history, and then I will tell you who my favorite is, and then you, the viewer, leave in the comment section down below who your favorite is. Don't be shy, guys. Let's talk about this. Now, like I say all the time, this is the list that has been created by fans and by the creators themselves of the top 12 Jedi Masters. Or Jedi, period. I'm sorry, I keep saying Masters, but I mean Jedi, period. Do not be shy about getting that comment section down below and tell me who your favorite is. Don't be shy, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's start with the first one to be noticed. The first Jedi that we're going to talk about in Star Wars history is Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano happens to be one of the top lightsaber duelists in Jedi history. This is due to the fact that she's the only Jedi to wield lightsabers with a backhand grip. This is after she was trained by Anakin Skywalker, aka Darth Vader, in mastering the Force itself. She's been trained by multiple masters, but she really cemented herself in Jedi history when she fought and defeated her former master, Darth Vader, and which cemented her in Jedi history as one of its top lightsaber duelists. So yes, we are glad to have her a part of this list. After Ahsoka Tano, we're going to talk about Jedi Master Plo Koon. Here's the thing about Jedi Master Plo Koon. He's the only Jedi in Jedi history that is able to breathe in space, making him one of its most prized starfighters. Also, Jedi Master Plo Koon once led an entire battalion called the Howling Commandos. Yes, the Howling Commandos inside of the Star Wars universe. And those Howling Commandos once defeated an entire droid army that had taken over a planet with only five members took on an entire droid army. Master Plo Koon has trained a lot of masters, and he's so good at lightsaber combat that he was chosen for a Stark command on a remote planet, but this was during Order 66, where he would lose his life. The next Jedi we're going to talk about is Master Luminara. Master Luminara has cemented herself as one of the Jedi Order's top lightsaber duelists and one of its most prominent generals in Star Wars history. Why is she such a great lightsaber duelist? Because her moves are similar to that of a kung fu master. Her moves flow with great precision and timing. Master Luminara has mastered multiple forms of lightsaber combat from Master Yoda and other masters, and she is so good at lightsaber combat that when she trained Barriss Offee in lightsaber combat, Barriss Offee was able to defeat armies of droids, and she was able to hold her own against General Grievous. So yeah, Master Luminara, ladies and gentlemen. The next Jedi Master we're going to talk about is Master Windu. You knew he was going to be somewhere on this list, and here is why. Master Windu created a new form of lightsaber combat called the Pad. He created the Pad. He said, and I quote, "I created the Pad to answer my weakness." The Pad is one of Master Windu's great lightsaber combat ever, making him one of its top lightsaber duelists. And I gotta say, his scene in the Genndy Tartakovsky's Star Wars: The Clone Wars was awesome when he took on armies of droids with nothing more than his fists and the Force. Also, Master Windu was the one who almost apprehended Darth Sidious. So yeah, he is one of his top duelists. The next Jedi we're going to talk about is Darth Revan. Darth Revan, I know what you're thinking, his name is Darth, he must be a Sith. But here's the thing about Darth Revan. Darth Revan was trained by both Jedi and Sith, making him one of the most balanced Force users in Star Wars history. Not only that, Darth Revan also created his form of lightsaber combat with 2 lightsabers, sometimes 4 lightsabers, my friends. Darth Revan's one of its most prized lightsaber duelists, and we are so happy that he's on this list. The next Jedi we're going to talk about is Jedi Master Kit Fisto. As far as I know, Kit Fisto is the only Jedi that has skills in underwater combat. This cemented him as one of the most skilled lightsaber duelists in history. Kit Fisto has been trained in underwater combat, but his skills with a lightsaber on land are impressive as well. He's the only one that I know of that was able to hold his own against General Grievous by himself while dodging 4 lightsabers at once. Also, Kit Fisto has trained a lot of different characters in the Star Wars universe, and he's so skilled at lightsaber combat that he was chosen to apprehend Darth Sidious, but this would lead to his demise. The next Jedi we're going to talk about is Jedi Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn is one of the most skilled Force users in the history of Star Wars. His power comes from the fact that he was able to use his knowledge of the Force to manipulate weaker minds, which is a skill that he once used on a Hutt, which is no minor feat because the Hutts are strong enough to withstand the power of the Force. Also, he was the only Jedi that I know of that has able to use his knowledge of the Force to become a Force ghost in order to train Obi-Wan Kenobi even further. A skill that he taught to Master Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi after Obi-Wan Kenobi's ultimate demise at the hands of Darth Vader. Speaking of Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's the next one we're going to talk about. Obi-Wan Kenobi has cemented himself in the Jedi Order with his lightsaber abilities. He cut a Sith Lord in half, making him the first Jedi in the Jedi Order to defeat a Sith when he defeated Darth Maul. Not only that, his skills with lightsaber are so good that he defeated General Grievous as well. But what really cements him in Jedi history is the fact that he is the only one of the Jedi Order that is so good with other languages. He can speak every language across the universe. He uses his knowledge of the Force to learn and copy the languages across the universe, making him one of the most skilled diplomats in Jedi history. The next Jedi we're going to talk about is Jedi Knight Kanan Jarrus. He was born Caleb Dune, and he survived Order 66 as a teenager by hiding himself and suppressing the Force. However, he became leader of a rebel group in Star Wars Rebels known as the Ghost Crew, and he trained Ezra Bridger in the ways of the Jedi, taking him on as his Padawan. He would eventually leave these rebels and become the Jedi Order's most skilled knight, cementing him in Star Wars history. Next, we're going to talk about Master Yoda. Here's the thing about Master Yoda. He trained Count Dooku, who trained Qui-Gon Jinn, who trained Obi-Wan Kenobi, who trained Anakin Skywalker, who was the father of Luke Skywalker, who was trained by Master Yoda. Master Yoda is over 100 years old, and he is one of the Jedi Order's most skilled lightsaber duelists. I mean, the guy is completely fast. He outmaneuvers anyone he goes up against. He was so close to defeating Darth Sidious in Revenge of the Sith. However, he had to retreat against him. This is when he would go to a different planet, and eventually Luke Skywalker would go to that planet, and then he would do battle, do battle with his health while at the same time training Luke Skywalker. Master Yoda is one of the most skilled, most powerful Jedis in Jedi history. Don't anyone say otherwise. The next Jedi we're going to talk about is Anakin Skywalker. Here's the thing about Anakin Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker he was said to be the person to bring balance to the Force and not leave it in darkness. However, he made a bunch of poor life choices, which ultimately led to him becoming Darth Vader. However, before that, he was one of the most skilled pilots in the Jedi Order and skilled mechanics as well. And not only that, he married Queen Amidala and had 2 children with her. And if it weren't for his poor life choices, he would have been the greatest Jedi to ever live. But instead, he became both a Jedi and Sith. Come on, this guy's awesome. Now, as far as who my favorite Jedi is, I'm gonna have to go with Kit Fisto. Here's the reason why: the guy is skilled in underwater combat, and he has used his knowledge of the Force to control the water itself. Not only that, he is a skilled lightsaber duelist. He's so powerful, my friends, and I think that anybody who says that he's not cool is wrong. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Curtis Zone. As you can see, the next episode is going to be a lot of fun, so let's stick around for that. But before I want you guys to make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button, as well as hit that notification bell if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns. If you just want to make a request, get in the comment section down below. I'll get back to you. And as always, remember, hit the like and subscribe button, okay? I'll get back to you guys real soon. But before we go, how about some news? Some quick news. First bit of news from the Amazon and MGM Pictures. They have announced that Thundercats is making a live-action debut, but they're currently in their pre-production process. However, nothing is set in stone with casting, story, or director. So we're waiting for nonetheless. Personally, I have an audition for the role of Panthro, and I hope that everyone supports me as I do. From the world of Disney, they have announced that the filming for the new Power Rangers project is set to be starting in summer 2026, due to the fact that they're currently going through some stuff with casting. Personally, fans do not want any female Red Rangers. They want it to be exactly like the original. I think so too. I think that would be pretty cool too. Finally, it has been announced that the filming for Sonic the Hedgehog 4 has completed as of last month. However, they are not releasing anything until 2027 because they want to do the post-production process, which includes editing, deleting scenes, and as always, putting in the cast, the crew, the whole thing. Okay? Personally, I can't wait. I hope that they do great.